In Diddy Kong Racing for the N64, one of the characters you can unlock is a sentient clock named TT. How do you unlock him? You gotta beat all of his ghost times in time trial mode. Which is a lot easier said than done, because not only is he the fastest racer in the game, but his acceleration is the best. Not only that, he can turn without any issue. When I first played this game when I was young, unlocking TT was really difficult. Mainly because I didn't really know much about the techniques and different strategies you can learn throughout the entire game. However, as I progressed further within the game and actually played it more, I realized some of the neat tricks you can use, and now the game is actually not as hard as I remember it to be. Now I can actually beat this in the snap of a finger. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and beat TT on every single track. Shall we? Now this is a very unprofessional video, so don't expect professionalism.
Diddy Kong Racing!
Now the reason why I'm going into here is because, well, let me do this first. To show that I have already unlocked TT, because, well, there's actually a little trick you can do. Just go into options, go into save options, and if you want to go ahead and face TT again, just go into erase times and voila! Now you can actually beat TT again. Why would you want to do that? I don't know why. But however, since I actually do love the concept of racing against someone's ghost times in order to unlock him as a playable character, I decided to go for it again. Now, just to let you know, TT will still be available if you don't shut your game off. Because if you do, TT will go away. Now, should I play as TT or... Nah, I'm not going to play as TT. I'm going to play as Conqueror. Let's go! You know, when I was young, this game was, like, amazing. I actually consider this better than Mario Kart 64 or any other Mario Kart games. Yeah, that's a hot take, but honestly, I find myself more or less having more fun with this game than something like Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or even Mario Kart World, which I don't understand the hate for that game. I mean, Mario Kart 8 World is basically Diddy Kong Racing, only, well, doesn't have a story. And that, we get to meet TT. No, not that. I just wanted to do shave and a haircut. There he is. Now, for this playthrough also, I will be trying to beat my ghost as well. If I can't beat him, oh well. Just a little fun bonus. How many of my ghost times can I beat? while also trying to beat TT.
Go for it.
Alright, I will go for it. I miss Rareware. They made some of the greatest video games ever.
You can do it.
Not just Diddy, aside from Diddy Kong Racing, Killer Instinct, Blast Corps, Jet Force Gemini, Donkey Kong 64. The list goes on. I say the only sour one was actually Conker's Bad Fur Day because, long story short, they shouldn't have not made Conker the way they did. I understand why they did it, was because of the critics at the time. They were like saying, "Hey look, another game made by Rareware that's child-friendly. Oh, whoopity-doo." So they decided to make it raunchy and very immature. Which is bull poop. Bull poop with a capital P. Next up, Fossil Canyon. You know, it's hard to choose which is my least favorite of the bunch because, at least like my least favorite Dino Domain track, because that's one of the biggest beauties of Diddy Kong Racing. All the tracks are great. Even the Future Funline tracks, which I didn't really race on very much because, well, when I was young, I mainly raced, I was only like racing on the first four worlds. And I didn't really race on Future Funline very much. But even so, the Future Funland tracks are still great. Just not as good as like something like Ancient Lake or Whale Bay. Or even Boulder Canyon. By the way, has anyone ever played a DS version? I have. I thought it was great. Not as good as this one, the more I played this one. But the DS version I actually found to be pretty underrated. I mean, it doesn't have its problems, like the controls. Yeah. Actually, no, it doesn't. I didn't find any problems. Like, so many problems. But for the most part, I thought the DS version was actually not that bad. But the N64 version is still the greatest of all time when it comes down to those two games.
Now try and beat my time. Go for it.
Yeah, if I was playing this like like when I was still in elementary school, TT would be still far ahead of me. But now since I'm like more experienced at this game, I can actually beat him with no problems. Not to sound bragging or anything. If I was, I apologize.
Keep going. Go for it. Final lap.
Man, I'm really doing pretty good. Guess there is. I mean, not that I'm aware that there's an LP curse out there, but this isn't an LP. This is more or less just me trying to beat TT in every single track, so... Well, I probably shouldn't say anything, because I might jinx this.
Well done. Now try another track.
Okie dokie then! And thus we move on to... Jungle Falls. Need some water. Going back to least favorite tracks, if I had to choose my favorite track, that's actually kind of easy. As of now, it's either Whale Bay or Boulder Canyon. Because I'm actually a sucker for like water tracks, boat racing games. Like Hydro Thunder, for example. Anyone ever played Hydro Thunder? That arcade racing game where you control powerboats and hydroplanes. That's a really great game, but oh my word, it is hard. Particularly when you're trying to like playing it on a console version, you're trying to get first place on the bonus tracks. Nile Adventure took me like, I think like about a week in order to complete that one, because of how hard it was. There's one thing I will say that hasn't... Actually, I meant to say, if there's one thing I will say about this game that aged like fine wine, it's the soundtrack. Look up the soundtrack to this game. It's phenomenal. Oh, shoot! Don't know what happened in that area. You know, one time I actually did like a practice run of this. I actually beat TT by a few milliseconds, like 3 milliseconds. I don't know what track it was. I think it was either like a track from... Oh, what's it called? From either... Everfrost, not Everfrost Peaks, Snowflake Mountain or Dragon Forest, but I came pretty close. It was really tense. Now we move on to the final track of Dino Domain, Hot Top Volcano. The first track where you play as the plane. Because... the other 3 tracks, the first 3 tracks, you raced on cars. Now you're racing on a different vehicle. If there's one thing I will say about racing games, they're very easy to make, and you can get very creative with them. It can be just a simple car race, a car race inspired by Mario Kart. It could be a boat race, it could be a plane race, it could be a spaceship race, or it could be a foot race, like a platformer, like Rayman Arena. Has anyone ever played that? That's a really good game. The battles are okay, but the racing is where it's at. You know, I still remember, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I still remember when I actually encountered TT for the very first time, like all the way down in like, when I was still in elementary school, or, yeah, I think it was like either before or during my time at elementary school. I actually came across TT on Snowball Valley, and I was playing this with my brother, and when we saw that, he was like, "Oh my gosh, there's TT!" My brother ran out and told my mom about that. He was playing time trial mode, and now he has to race TT. It was like really amazing, actually. It was like a really shocking, actually. Which does make sense for TT to be in time trial mode. You only encounter TT in time trial mode because, well, it's all about racing against the clock. You're literally, You're basically racing literally the clock. Who can really kick your butt? By the way, going back to Conker's Bad Fur Day, there was actually the child-friendly version of that game was called, 12 Tales. Which I did look up gameplay of that. I really wish we got that game instead. You know, not everything has to be adult. Like, I know it was different back then, but I'm pretty sure you can still... If Rareware was still around with modern audiences nowadays, I bet they could actually still make 12 Tales and not Conker's Bad Fur Day. And they can be like, so what, so who cares what the critic says? This game looks great, I love this game. Well, that takes care of all TT's Ghost in, Dino Domain. Next time, we head down to Sherbet Island with the first track of the game, I mean of the world, Whale Bay. Thank you all for watching, and good night.